In this video, I'm going to go through step by step the process of changing the strings on a guitar with a Floyd Rose bridge. Many guitarists seem to be intimidated by guitars with a Floyd Rose bridge, and that's always something foreign to me because my very first guitar had a Floyd Rose bridge. So it's one of those things, as soon as you learn how to set it up and how to tune it, once you got it set up right, they stay in tune perfectly, well, the majority of them, and they're actually painless after you know the ins and outs of how they work. In this video, I'm sticking strictly to the process of changing the strings only, not setting it up, but I'm sure I'm going to do another video about setting them up, and I'll put a link and an annotation there for you to click. So the tools you're going to need to do this is a metric Allen wrench. I'm pretty sure they're always 5.5 millimeter, maybe not, but definitely metric. Phillips screwdriver, probably won't need that. And then of course you're going to need some strings. And certainly don't forget a pair of wire cutters. We're going to need those to cut the ends off the strings. The first thing you want to do is take your Allen wrench and loosen up the 3 bolts on the nut. This is called a locking nut, and what it does is it helps the guitar stay in tune by holding the guitar strings in place, pinching them down. It's a really great feature to have on a guitar. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm completely removing these 3 lockers. That's what you got to do to get the guitar strings off. Now go ahead and loosen up all the strings via the tuners. You want to get them pretty loose. You don't need to get them all the way off yet. I'll show you an easier way. They're going to come right off, save you a lot of time. I'm giving you a little visual of how loose I got these strings. It's not a science, but one key indicator is you want your bridge to fall all the way down into the body and hit the backstop. Using your metric Allen wrench, now we can loosen up the clamps in the bridge itself that hold the strings in place. So you just go through and remove all those. I get them loose first with the short end. You got more leverage, and then I'll turn it the other way and get them even looser by spinning it with the long end. And then you can pretty much get them loose enough and pull the strings out. Now be very careful that you don't pull any of these little pieces out of the bridge. They're like little rectangles that go in there, and they're what clamp up against the string. So the bolt pushes on this little rectangle piece of metal, and then that clamps up against the string. Don't lose those. They do fall out easy. Now that the strings are free from the bridge itself, we can just take the strings and unwrap them from the tuner pegs. You don't have to actually turn the tuners. You can just take the string and unwrap it from there, get them out of there, get these rusty pieces of crap off of here. We're about to put some new strings on this thing. Now if your guitar is even a fraction as dirty as mine is here, it's a good time to give it a little cleaning. I pulled my first new guitar string out of the package, and I'm starting with the lowest one here. Don't really matter, you can start with the highest one. I'm going to take my wire cutters and cut off this ball end. We don't need that. This is a Floyd Rose bridge. Back at the guitar here. Wow, doesn't that look so much cleaner? Take the end of your guitar string that you cut off and insert it into the slot right where the old guitar string came out. Looks like I had a little trouble there. I had to pull out my little rectangle piece of metal and try to slide it in there. So there was something funky going on with this bridge. Sometimes you encounter stuff like that. For all intensive purposes though, it should really just slide in there, and you'll want to center it up as good as you can, and you'll tighten it down with your Allen wrench. The most important thing in this whole process, if you take anything away from this video, is do not over tighten this stuff. Seriously. What you do is you take the long end of the Allen wrench and get it snug with that end, and then take the short end of it and just a little turn, 1/16 of a turn or something, just snug. You don't want to strip these out. Back at the headstock end of the guitar, take your new string and insert it through the tuner peg. Now you're going to want to leave enough slack to get 2 or 3 wraps around the tuner peg at least. With the higher strings, more. Shoot for 4 or 6 wraps around the tuner peg. I think I might have misjudged mine here. This is actually the first time I'm ever changing strings on this guitar. You could tell how rusty they were. I've probably had this thing for about 2 years now. But it has a weird reverse headstock, and I'm going to make up all kinds of excuses as to why I didn't do it right. But I only got one solid wrap, as you can see there. Back at the bridge end of the guitar, I'm cutting off the second string ball end and inserting it into the bridge. Do the exact same thing and tighten it down. I think I did a little better job demonstrating how tight to get it this time. can see I just turned it with the long end a little bit, and then just a little snug with the short end. That's all you need. Back at the headstock end of the guitar, to insert the string through the tuner peg, and you can see I did a little better job this time. I left a little bit more slack, and I got like 3 solid wraps around it. Now just keep repeating the same process for the rest of the strings, and let me fill you in. The reason I've been telling you not to over tighten these bolts or these screws on these bridges is, well, most of them are made out of pot metal. This bridge right here, this is a licensed Floyd Rose, so it's not a real Floyd Rose. Especially the licensed ones are always pot metal. It means it's a bunch of random metal melted down and it strips out easily. Ibanez Edge bridges, they're a little bit better quality. I found them to be a little bit better quality. And then of course the real Floyd Roses, they're made out of good materials. So either way, there's no need to over tighten this stuff. We're not working on a car or anything. Another little piece of advice that might help you is when you're tightening up these guitar strings on the tuner pegs, pinch them down and hold them, put a little tension on them so that it's wrapping tightly and the string is always going underneath the hole, if that makes any sense. Congratulations. Well, congratulations to myself. I got all the strings on. It's a great time now to clip off these excess string up on the headstock. This stuff will stab you, poke you, slap you. So go ahead and cut that stuff off with your wire cutters. Now, if you happen to own a Floyd Rose guitar or plan on owning one, you're going to want to keep a little toolkit with you. Wire cutters, Allen wrenches, screwdrivers. One of the final steps is to put the lockers back on the locking nut, and there is actually a right way and a wrong way to put these on. You can see the string marks where they have gone previously, unless of course someone put them on the wrong way before, then there'll be string marks that way. Go with whichever way the deepest string marks are. You can just finger tighten these for now. Well, don't even try to tighten them yet, because we got to tune this guitar up. Actually, I made a whole separate video about tuning a Floyd Rose guitar. Like I said, a lot of people seem to have confusion and worry and intimidation about it, but it's really not that difficult. Floyd Rose guitars are actually my favorite because once you get them broken in and tuned, they stay in tune. You can record with them. Awesome. So once you get those lockers back on, threaded in, go ahead and just tighten up all your strings a little bit. Pull the bridge up a little bit. Don't over tighten the strings. We've got to take it to a tuner now and get this thing tuned. Like I said, I made another video about tuning a Floyd Rose guitar right there. You can check it out. Click that button, that annotation right there. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped a little bit. If not, give me a thumbs down. Screw it. What are you gonna do? If it helped you, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Tell me I suck. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Happy guitar shredding, you know. Rip it. Floyd Rose. Yeah.